In a world of rumors and reckless talk, one woman stands for truth. She doesn't speculate. She cross-examines. The courtroom is her kingdom, and justice wears heels.
Order in the court, let the facts be seen. Melissa Jade on the mic, call her crime scene queen. She don't do drama, she don't do lies. Every case get clean when she analyze. Cross that line, she'll object real quick. Logic so tight, it cut like a brick. Beautiful mind with a presence so loud. When she speaks, you can feel the whole room bow, room bow, room bow.
She studies every angle, every word, every lie. And when she speaks, it's not emotion, it's evidence. No hearsay, just receipts on the table. She don't need fiction, truth's her label. Courtroom lights glow, her heels click steady. Whole jury leaning like, man, we ready. They talk nonsense, she calls it out clear. Confident, strong, you can feel that in the air. She got the law locked and the facts in sway. Another case closed the Melissa J. way. They came with theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the truth. They had the theories, she came with proof. They had opinions, she had the
Beauty don't fade when the brain got bite. She shine like a verdict red late at night. Smart, bold, blow loud and still so graceful. Every sentence sharp and tasteful. Some say justice is blind, but when Melissa Jade steps in, justice sees clearly. Yeah, she walked through lies like a gavel crack. Truth in her voice, ain't no turning back. Debunking myths with a lawyer's flair. She don't chase clout, she builds it there. Applause in the chat, they know her name. Melissa Jade, she don't play games. Beautiful, brilliant, truth unafraid. Bow to the queen of facts, Melissa Jade. The verdict is in, and the truth has a name. Melissa Jade. Melissa Jade.
Ho, 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 everybody. Hi, Boot Scoot, Stephen Callie, Madeline Henry. We have Sheeps 1024, Silver Turtle Lady. Merry Christmas Eve. Oh, definitely. Soul Angel Mom. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Yaiku, Jodito Millie, Madison. We are here. We are here on the channel. LSB, Lisa, Mary Smith, Kirsten. What's that? Julie A. Ooh, why is it vibrating so aggressively? Hold on, let me move that. Okay. Bruce, Ahoy, This Mom 21, the Elf Ears Court for. She looks adorable. Hi, Harlot. She looks adorable, right? Like, we're feeling festive. We have a very merry special Christmas with Laura Owens. Stoked, as Laura would say. I know. I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I have so much wrapping to do. But I'm like, let me hop on real quick, kind of continue on. And I was like, I know what will put me in a festive mood. Laura with an elf hat. That's what's going to do it. And it did it. It made me feel so much better. Hi, Danielle, Sarah Bellum, Colorado Canadian, Jennifer G. Hello, hello. Is everybody ready for Christmas if you celebrate? Hello, Rose Angel Santana. Welcome. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody. Merry Christmas. Fake pregnancies for everyone. A moon bump in your stocking and a moon bump in your stocking. Everybody gets a moon bump this Christmas. I'm making cornbread for tomorrow's stuffing. I'm here in spirit. You go, girl. I've never had cornbread stuffing. I've heard of cornbread and stuffing. It sounds really good. I like cornbread. I do like cornbread. But I've never had cornbread stuffing. And I've heard of cornbread dressing for the first time last year. I've never had that though either. Ooh, what you baking? Just saying here. What you baking? Yum, 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 yum. I made lemon pepper. I made lemon pepper grilled chicken, rice, and Brussels sprouts with bacon for dinner. And I just really quickly ate it after I finished work and came right on. Hi, JB. I have to start going back on like a little bit more towards my normal time, which is 7:30 for anyone who hasn't been here for a while. That's usually my normal time, but so much has happened. Everything's so different. Like my whole life kind of changed very quickly. And so I come on as soon as I'm done working now, but it's too early. It's too early because I'm on the East Coast. Like not everyone's even out of work yet. We only eat cornbread dressing. I didn't even know what it was until my friend told me. Gingerbread men. My kids and I do it every year. They are 25 and 20. I never lose that tradition. Never. You're never too big to make gingerbread men. Hi, baby lady. Okay. So let me pull up. Festivus isn't over until Laura pins a new man. God, she's she needs to be prevented from being able to go online, in my opinion, or at least the dating apps. Hi, Deanna Christine. I'm so excited for. I'm like, officially done with work, going into Christmas. I'm so excited. Okay. Let me pull up. Our missing child is has been missing for a long time. Okay. But this is Grace Noel Reap. She has been missing since June 7th, 1978. She would be 52 years old now, from Jericho, Vermont. It says Grace's photo is shown age progressed to 44 years, and she was last seen June 7th, 1978 in the company of her mother, Grace Reap. Foul play suspected. And here is Grace Canto Reap, who would be 80 years old now. So if you or anyone who knows information on her whereabouts, please contact the Vermont State Police at 802-524-5993. It's very sad. Very, very sad. It's freaking 80 degrees. Nah. Hi, Vamden. Thank you, Lisa Marie, for 13 months. Hi, everyone. Happy holidays to all, except Laura. Hi, my big crumbs. What's the Jade? It's lowercase I in IB0093 name. IB. You keep missing their crack. Oh no, but I don't understand the correction either. Help. It's a lowercase I in at IB0093 name. I be laughing. I be heart. You keep missing their correction. Oh, do I keep calling them JB? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I still couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Oh, but please, IB, like I am notorious, okay? Anyone who's been here for a while knows I am notorious for butchering names, okay? Butchering names. I'll use my classic go-to example of I kept calling a subscriber Musicity Mom, Musicity Mom, Musicity Mom, until finally one day she's like, I love you, Melissa, but just so you know, it's Music City Mom. And because it was the back-to-back C, I just combined it to Musicity. And that's when I spoke up and I was like, listen, you guys, if I'm ever mispronouncing someone's name, please don't hold back, like correct me. And that was a mistake on my end because it was in that moment that I realized I severely messed up. And about half of my chat spoke up because I was mispronouncing half of their names. And I was like, oh no. So we've just had to accept that if I mispronounce your name, it's just something that comes along. I was mortified because I thought it was just Music City Mom, who like, you've been saying it wrong for months. I even changed it from double lowercase to a capital C, so you would hopefully pick up the difference, and I didn't. And I was like, no, you guys, just tell me. Just tell me. And all of a sudden, out of the weeds, they're like, well, actually, you've been mispronouncing mine for 3 years and 2 days, but I haven't said anything. I was mortified. So I changed my handle just for Melissa. It's our Opalite Swifty Girly. I don't understand the reference, but since you're saying Swift, I'm assuming Taylor Swift, and I'm not a Swiftie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, and it's messing me up even more now because it's the handles versus just the names. I'm doing my best. I'm tardy, and Jade butchered my last name until she slowed down and tried. This is true. I used to say like Scorcio versus Scorso. It's just what you're gonna get. And I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I'm not dyslexic. Okay. If I was dyslexic, don't you guys think you would have picked it up as I'm sitting here for 2 hours straight every night reading all these messages? I'm capable. But when it comes to the names, I don't know. Like, your guys' names just throw me off. And it's, at least with these words, I know the words. I've heard the words. Your guys' names sometimes aren't that self-explanatory, and you have to really take your time to like read it. I don't have time to sit here and like really look at the chat goes flying. So I just do my best, and sometimes you're just gonna get what you're gonna get. But I love you all. I think you are. And yes, then there are just words that I just say incorrectly, and I didn't know I said them incorrectly until I came to YouTube. That's not me reading it wrong. That's just me saying it wrong, like breakfast. I don't know why. I also say pillow instead of pillow. Dresser drawer instead of drawer. There's just certain words you're going to get what you're going to get from me. So, okay, here we go. Women versus women. I would have to be taught swimmin' women for plural. Women. B-crumbs, I used to say it the right way, and I couldn't figure out women. And I feel like you guys put swimmin' women so much in my head that I can't figure out the singular version anymore. Women. Like, it confuses me a little bit. But that's okay. It's all right. It's all good. We are going to continue in this timeline where they had just got back from Iceland. And this is the infamous trip where Laura claimed she was nearly strangled to death, drowned twice, sexually and physically assaulted. Yet we're reading these messages where she's just trying to secure her next trip, acting like everything is fine. Look up Deborah Newton. She was just arrested after 40 years for parental abduction. Jeez, I will look it up. Thank you, Soul Angel. So I think what I'm going to do, since we got through this video all day yesterday, hold on. I'm going to pull up this one as our background. Yes, that's what I'll do. Okay. Happiest holidays, Bruce. Okay, so let's get our background going. Or not, or it's going to just freeze on me. Okay, so thank you, Bible Lady, for a quarter of a year. Can you run the body cam footage? It irritates her. Does it irritate her? Okay, let me start with this just because it's going so slow. Like, I don't know why it's glitchy right now, and then I'll switch. Trust me, there's going to be a lot that we're going to need the background for. You guys prefer I already played the body cam. You want me to just keep playing the body cam? Because it annoys her? I'll do whatever you want. I just don't want to repeat the same thing and bore you guys. See, it's already. It's the best. You got a double whammy in there, Bruce. Italian restaurant, bam. Fleetwood Mac, bam, bam. Okay, IB. See how I got you now, IB. I liked her facial expressions in this one. Bruce, you have a book? Colorado Canadian says, hi, Bruce. Happy holidays. I just got your book in the mail. I want a book. Is it a book on Laura Owens? Okay, lady. Okay, hold on. Let me read some of these first. So we last left off. Where was he? Okay. So Laura had told Michael that one of his Christmas presents is a trip to Dubai. And she sends Michael a text saying, the way you treat me, talk to me, care about me, and how you are physically and emotionally makes me feel a kind of love that I don't ever feel and I've never experienced in the whole world. And it feels amazing. And this is a mere 3 weeks after an alleged assault at Michael Maricini's hands, almost resulting in her death. So Laura sends another alleged text screenshot from David Katz that says, it's not even important, just making the plans for the podcast. So Laura offers Michael free Stagecoach tickets. I don't know what Stagecoach is, but it says, from my dad. Ryan, our marketing director, wants to know if you guys want Stagecoach tickets this year. He said lineup is kind of weak. Does anyone know? Bruce is a scholar. Bruce is a moose. What kind of book is it? Did I miss it? Oh, it's a big concert festival. Thank you. I want Bruce's book. Oh, that's why I don't know. I don't listen to country music. That makes sense why I wouldn't know that. Okay. Thank you, though, for half-ass fashion and everyone else. Thank you. So, the same day, Laura is trying to push Michael to commit to the radio show with her. However, Michael expresses concerns, namely the fact that he hasn't personally spoken with anyone at KGO or David Katz to discuss having anything to do with it. Michael has not still been paid for any work he's done in relation to the show. Oh, so here we go. Hi, Natasha. Forward. Oh, I didn't know I said that one. See, you see how even my mods, you see that? I didn't even know that that's a word that I didn't say correctly, Natasha, but thank you for popping out, stopping your driving to make sure you threw in a word I didn't know I said wrong. Forward. For what do I say? Do I say forward or do I say it differently? Forward. Forward. Which one do I do? Which one's the correct one? Which one is the correct one? Forward. Is that correct? Making me real insecure out of nowhere. We're going to leave this insecurity in 2025. Forward. Forward. One of those are correct. I'm going to keep an ear out for it. Forward. You neglect an R, but you're not the only one. Okay. Okay. I think just sometimes, like, listen, I say a lot of words, so sometimes I just need to shorten them down. If I leave out a letter or two, it's a choice. It's a choice. But drive safely, Natasha, please. Okay. Forward. Yeah, I guess I do. That's Bible Lady. That's how I say it. All right. So Mike is realizing in this moment, this podcast, right? All of these messages you're relaying to me, yet I have not Oh no. Moment? Erica, that's I'm curious how you say it now. Thank you, Opalite. Hi, Lisa. Mike's like, listen, I haven't spoken directly to any of these people. You're always relaying the information, but you say this would be 50-50. You say I wouldn't be riding your coattails yet. I need to, like, especially when it comes to money, me leaving my job to pursue this as a career with you, like, I want to speak to these people. So the messages are the following. Laura writes, my dad made a mistake of telling David that I went out of town today. So he just called me to make sure we are both wanting it full time and not just doing this on the side. It was kind of an uncomfortable call. He asked if we might have something for him to hear early next week. If it's good enough for McVeigh, then great. But if not, he'll give us tips so he can at least hear if we progress, if progress is being made. We need to get social media done this weekend, and I'm happy to do that, or you can. Or you can decide that this just isn't what you want to do, since it's not going to be a paycheck in a week. I support either. Whatever makes you happy, Michael. But if you're thinking at all about not wanting to go full steam ahead on this, choo-choo, I would really appreciate knowing, because that would change a lot of things. So this is interesting to me. Hi, Little Deep. It must be an East Coast thing, right? It must be. I'm glad I'm not alone. Hi, Chris Jenner. It's interesting because she is presenting to Michael this idea of security. She is presenting to Michael, and again, Laura's the breadwinner in that relationship. And the truth is, she did bring him to Iceland. They did do all of these amazing things. So it is realistic, probably in Michael's mind, that this is a possibility, especially with her dad and the history he has in the industry. So she's essentially getting Michael to drop everything and rely solely on her. But if this wasn't even a thing, how dangerous it is, right? And she's saying, hey, the paycheck wouldn't come in a week. It would be somewhere down the road. And so trust me that this is legitimate. Is it Boots Good? Okay, see? Yeah, see, hear that, Natasha? It's an East Coast thing. We just say forward here. That's just how we say it. Hi, Cranky Ladybug. Like Oz. I like that stuff. Okay. So then Laura says, obviously, I really, really, really want you to continue and go all out with me and be my romantic and business partner. There's just so many things about it that it could just be phenomenal for us down the line. I took the call from David as a casual call to action. Anyway, that's the gist. Michael responds, it's hard to go full steam ahead when I've never even had a proper conversation with anyone at the get-go, at KGO. Whenever I explain my situation to anyone, they look at me like I'm an idiot. I've only got another week in me before I start looking for something else. Oh my God. So did he already? Merry Christmas, Little D. Thank you so much for the super chat. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Did he already, please, someone more familiar, did he already leave his job? Because if he said, I only have another week left in me before I have to start looking for something else, implies that he has already left whatever job he had to pursue this podcast. Oh, no, thank you, MK. See, you see how easy that name is? Because you know why? Because there's the periods between it. And it, like, in my brain, there we go. It made it much easier. So thank you. No, thank you, MK. Oh, for sure. Fake Laura Owens is always here. I believe he quit his job for other reasons. Okay. But either way, he wouldn't have been pursuing another job while waiting in this in-between period, believing that they're going to make legitimate money. She tried to get him to quit his job for a lie. And this is what we see. We see this a lot, but it's usually the male, or at least that's what always has awareness around it, is they're eliminating your relationships, isolating you, even down to your work where you are solely relying on your partner. So Laura responds, why do they look at you like you're an idiot? I've tried to have you sit down with the program director who wants to meet you and talk to you badly, and you don't want to talk to him. But I don't want you to be unhappy. So if this isn't fulfilling you, and it sounds like it's not, I can just let David know you are not interested in moving forward at this point. I don't know why they would look at you like that. I've sure as hell tried, so has my family, but we can't make you do something you don't want to do. Michael says, they look at me like I'm an idiot because I keep doing this for free. Let's go hard next week. We have an unbelievable opportunity, so let's crush it. Hi, Gidget. So, but this broad is so insufferable that I actually miss Viv. I know, right? Justice for Clayton believes David Katz emails are faked. David Katz is on the witness list for the criminal trial. Oh, wow. Where does anyone know where the witness list is posted? So I could make sure I get familiar and do research on all of them. I assume everything she says is a lie. Everything she provides as evidence is fake. Can I talk to them? No, because you said you don't want to talk to them. Huh? Hi, Samantha. Okay. And he didn't get paid $1 so far. So 2 days later, Laura tells Michael that David Katz says Michael will make $150,000 a year if he does the radio show. So Laura writes, hey, babe. So I talked to David a bit ago on the phone. All I had sent him was the Heather Jarvis segments. He said we sound super connected, and if we even pull it together more, he feels ready to take it to McVeigh. But he's very pleasantly surprised by what we've already done. He's thinking salary could be $150,000 a year plus benefits for you now, and it just depends what McVeigh's reaction is. Going forward, I just wanted to make things clear on my side that as this is a super opportunity and it's getting closer to getting national syndication spot, that I don't want to be your friend and co-host. If we're doing this, I don't want any murky lines that could have been avoided initially if we were being honest with our feelings. I want to be going on this adventure with you as, drumroll please, my boyfriend. It's so hard for me to be so blunt, but I've had time to think, and that's what I'm comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable being over the top about it, I get it. But I will come off a lot more confident and our connection will be deeper if it's past treating each other like coworkers. If that's not satisfactory to you, I will take a step back and let you and my dad do arrangements for the radio yourself and work it out with Jerberb. This is a huge week to make things explode. I'm devoting all of my time this week to the show. I want to work as a team and make this fun and romantic too. But if you're feeling like when I go to hold your hand, that your reaction is to drop it and restart and show we are a team, maybe there's an issue. I'm just trying to be smart. We are so close to contracts, and as uncomfortable as this is, it has to be discussed. Wow. Do you see? Yeah. Do you see what she did? So in the same message that I am throwing to you, this idea of $150,000 a year plus benefits. she includes in that same message, but if you want dental, you have to be my boyfriend. And I love how the only thing consistent is the inconsistency. The only I love how oh my gosh. She says that, listen, I've been thinking on this for a long time, right? And I know this is uncomfortable. We have to talk about it. As if every other day she hasn't been completely flooding out with all of these emotions, telling him how much she loves him and how much she wants to be with him. Like, she's acting like this is new. Okay. Yeah. That's what it seems like, Madeline. Like, we are in the very early stages of the dating contract. This is watching it form. Okay. Watching it develop, all in like the OG stage, before she knew, oh yeah, let me draft actual contracts with amendments. Right. So, hey, if you are going to say you're not going to be my boyfriend, you're going to pass up the opportunity to get $150,000 a year with benefits, including dental. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I went to take if that sound was really awkward, I went to take this. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because I'm mortified of what that probably sounded like. I don't want anyone to think it was a fart or something. I went to take a sip of my chocolate milk, and I'm using like a coffee straw, like one of those itty bitty thin straws. And like, I didn't quite get it to the milk yet. So I sucked half air, half chocolate milk, and it probably made like a really uncomfortable noise. I'm just clarifying what that was. Yeah, she's all about oral benefits. What did that sound like? Did that sound weird, or was my laugh bringing more attention to it? Hi, Jessica Costa. Okay. Coal, obviously, and lots of HCG pregnancy tests. Perfect little day, so I just brought attention to it. No problem. Got it, Cerebellum. Well, I didn't want to just pretend like that noise didn't happen. And then like people are sitting there like, what was that? You know, like, I don't know how loud it was in the mic. So she writes, I hope you get it. Michael writes, let's talk about this when you get home on Sunday. I would rather talk face to face, not because I don't agree with you, but I want to talk about the future. Mike, are you awake? Super important. I have like a huge day today, and now I'm wired about this and I can't sleep. I can just give the show to you. I'll tell my parents I don't want to do it anymore because I can't take this opportunity from you. Did you write back to David? Yes, I wrote him back. So, Cerebellum. On the first day of Christmas, Laura Owens brought to me a positive test for HCG. It goes well, Boot Scoot. It goes well. Phenomenal. We need an entire 12 days. Bring it to me when you guys are ready. I know, Dink. Hi, Kimberly Olive. So all he said was, I want to talk face to face. But that wasn't good enough. Okay, so then 2 days later, Laura tells Michael she's looking forward to them being on the same page about loving each other. They also discuss the radio show more. So Laura writes, It is going to be such a special moment when you and I are both on the same page about loving each other. I really look forward to that moment. Pause. Who has to plan out, like, OMG, the moment where you finally realize, like, I am the one for you, and you think, I think I may want to marry her. And then you go out and you get the engagement ring. I can't wait. Who plans that out? Who plans that out? It's either you're on the same page or you're not. You don't have to work to truly get on the same page. You guys should be pretty much in sync along the way. She writes, my dad is going to check on it himself as Sandra is being flaky with me. Michael writes, okay. Then he writes, any word? It's not a big deal if Tim isn't coming in, but I don't want to wait until the last second to tell Kyle. If you've heard something, just let me know. We just heard. Heard what? Tell Kyle he will meet him tomorrow at Commonwealth and then can come back for the rescheduled interview. His executive assistant just contacted my dad. He had to fly out of town for an emergency this weekend and is only coming back for Commonwealth Club tomorrow and then flying out Wednesday. However, they are rescheduling a day for next week. I'm going to shower and head in by 10. So we aren't interviewing him this morning? I'm just wanting to confirm. No, not this morning. Next week, they said, so they can be sure he doesn't have to cancel with whatever emergency this is. I'm wondering if we should move interviews to tomorrow and work on figuring out name, website, photos, and put up the interviews we already have done today. I think that might be the best use of our time. No, let's do both. Interesting, right? The interviews that you are supposed to be doing with reputable people, those keep getting canceled for all of these emergencies. But let's work on website, the name, all of the shit that I don't actually have to do anything or prove to you that this is legit. Just all shit we could do cuddling in a casita, right? That's good. Okay. So let's see what else we got. So 3 days later, Laura scheduled a photographer. This just keeps getting so interesting. Laura scheduled a photographer for Michael and herself to have professional pictures taken for their show. Michael says, did you pay for the photographer or do you want me to pay? I will do it tonight. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Was he fine with that? I don't know what that's in regards to. So the next day, Laura gives Michael permission to take his mom and sister up to Laura's apartment, technically Sarah's apartment, while she's out. So Sarah is Laura's sister, correct, right? Thank you, Wendy, for a month. Welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you part of the channel. Thank you for the support. Welcome to the craziness. Sarah is Laura's sister, the one that Ron truly loves and cares about, right? Do you guys want to do Laura Owens bingo one night? I can make Laura Owens bingo cards. Who wants to do that? I do. I drop a link in the chat and you guys click a link and you'll get a personalized bingo card. And then I just count them and you tap on your screen and it alerts me on my end. We could do it. She obviously keeps avoiding showing up to court because she doesn't want anyone touching her fake baby bump. Oh, for sure. Yes, Silver Lady. Let's do it. Okay. No, not that one. So 2 days later, Michael shares with Laura that he's been depressed and having no income isn't helping. Laura responds, stating meeting his family recently meant the world to her. She says she understands the consequences of her actions, but doesn't want to fight an uphill battle her whole life. Wow, okay. It would be fun. We're going to do bingo. Maybe we'll do it like with the holidays. That would be fun. I love bingo cards. I have ideas. Thank you, Wendy. We shall do it. Email me any ideas you have. Yes, for bingo and for the child too. Yeah, I think I'm going to figure out a way that I could stream it. So at least we could all be together in the chat, reacting in real time to her trial. As if my life was a game. Hey, Johnny. So Michael writes, Laura, I don't want to fight. I'm very frustrated right now, and I have been taking it out on everyone. I'm sort of depressed, and having no income isn't helping. Laura responds, meeting your family meant the world to me, Michael Pooh. You have meant the world to me, but you won't let me share the love I feel in my heart with anyone I know. Most importantly, with you. Obviously, I haven't been perfect, but I can say that I have never done anything to intentionally hurt or upset you. My actions have been guided by the best of intentions, trying to treat you like a king. I think about you all the time, trying to come up with words, photos, food, and anything that will cheer you up and make your day better. I have tried so hard to show you how much you mean to me and how much I love and adore you. I had 2 dreams this week where you told me you loved me, and it was just magical. Then I woke up. And I realized it wasn't true. You still don't want me to post photos of us, and you still don't want your friends to know we're together. And as much as it absolutely crushes me, I don't know what I can do at this point. I want you to be proud of me, Michael. I want you to be proud to be with me, and I want to hear you say those words. I love you so badly. I'm just afraid that at this point, maybe it's just not going to happen. I understand the consequences of my actions, but I don't want to feel like I am fighting an uphill battle my entire life, Michael Pooh. Regardless of what happens, I hope you know that my love for you will never waver. I wouldn't have missed a moment we spent together for the world. I cherish them all. And that I have prayed every night since the middle of June that you would feel the same about me as I do about you. I just don't know when to stop praying and realize maybe it's just not ever going to happen, which is probably the toughest thing I've ever had to come to terms with. I just wanted to give you some written thoughts to read and let that sink in. Laura, I really care about you, and I hope you see it over the next few weeks. What a manipulative little... I don't know, Erica. I don't know. But again, like, she made that all about her. Like, that was the first time I saw Mike really open up about what he was going through, right? I'm depressed. I'm really struggling right now, and I don't have an income. And for a man, too, he doesn't want to rely on you. He doesn't want you to be doing it. Like, he needs to feel like a man, and he needs to work, and he needs to pull in his own income. And you are promising him something that you can't keep. You can't give him that. You can't give him dental, $150,000 a year with dental. Give me a break. And how dare you put him in the position where his bills are starting to rack up? What were you trying to do, Laura? Force him out of his apartment by not being able to afford it, so he had to move in with you? You are isolating him from everything he knows and loves. and you are feeding him bullshit. So the next day, after Michael doesn't text Laura back about Super Bowl plans, she claims she talked with David Katz on the phone. She also claims to have upgraded their hotel in Dubai quite a bit. Laura offered Michael a trip to Dubai and planned it all herself. So Laura messages saying, also, what time should I be ready for tomorrow? I'm just trying to plan my day, and I'm planning on getting up at 6 to be able to work out and ride before the Super Bowl. So just let me know the plans, please. Would really appreciate it. Never mind. I had really been looking forward to it, but I'm not going to beg. Have a nice one. A little while later. Call me when you can. I talked to David. I also upgraded our Dubai hotel quite a bit. It would really mean a lot to me to watch the Super Bowl with you. And I have finished writing and working out. So can you please let me know what your plan is? I really need to talk to you. I'm heading into the station for a bit. Really could use your input since it's half your show that you haven't earned $1 for. I am going to splice all of the shows we have done so far and send them to Lena in IT so we can have them posted tomorrow morning and have no more backlog. Have we settled on a name? We'll also be working on getting interviews and the schedule for the next 3 weeks out. David said we could wait to send him one more interview if we have someone else who we think would be a great one this week. I thought we should wait for Chris Farrow. Hi, Sweet and Salty Veruca. Hi, Neat Noodle. Hi, Accomplice. Well, because Sarah, she's getting him to rely solely on her. We usually, again, see this with males doing this, right? No, you don't need to work. No, I got the bills. I got this taken care of. And she was trying to do those tactics where he relied solely on her, but she was promising him 150,000. He was actually engaging in this podcast, believing I just didn't get paid yet. It is wow. There are no words, Laura. So 2 days later, Michael asks Laura about their trip to Dubai. She avoids giving him flight information and spirals about their relationship. Michael says, "What are the dates for Dubai? My sister and Colin are going to be in Europe. March 1st through 8th. Do we have any more details? What information do you want? Sorry, just got back. Had a long dinner with my mom. Just any details, times, locations, anything." Sure, I can get it. I booked the whole trip. What do you need it for right now? Ugh, and now you don't pick up when I had one more thing to say. And you know what, Michael? It was important to me. I don't know what to do. I think I have the answer and it breaks my heart. I don't know any other part of me to give to you. It's just not enough for you. And we both know what to do. And you know what? I've loved you with every part of me. Something in you doesn't want me, and you need to listen to it. But the other part of me says you do love me, and you're just scared, Michael. And if that's the case, I love you. Oh my God. Laura, I know you're watching. Okay? Like, girl, what, like, why didn't you want more for yourself? Seriously, like, what was going on here? And I told you, feel free to reach out. You want a link? You could come up. I genuinely want to understand what was going on here. Like, you need to just, I'm not stupid. I know you don't love me. I'm never going to be good enough for you. You need to just leave. But part of me is saying you're just scared, sir, and you do love me. And if that's the case, I love you. What? What? Don't you love yourself and respect yourself enough to not be like that? She is scary, Erica. If she didn't get caught, I'm truly concerned with, because we went from recent and moved backwards, and thinking of how she started, like, here, at least from what we can see. I know that there was victim 0, but she only escalated. So where would she have escalated to? So 3 days later, Laura claims to have spoken with David Katz about the radio show and says she's reinvigorated. Michael tells Laura he's going to start interviewing with other companies the next week, and if he gets a job, he'll drop the radio show. Michael implies Laura has told him she is being paid $250,000 a year by KGO Radio. Laura also says she is lucky to have Michael Maricini. So fair enough. Michael's like, yo, if I don't start to get, like, if I'm going to interviews, Merry Christmas, accomplice, I'm going on interviews, and if it's good, I'm going to take the job, and I'm going to have to leave because I'm not earning $1. You're over here pulling in $250,000 a year, allegedly by KGO, which I'm assuming is complete bullshit. And you're promising me $150 a year with benefits. I haven't seen $1, but I'm doing the work. She could really be charged with so much more. So Laura says, and you done with the radio after tomorrow for sure? I spoke with David today while he had a break in LA, and he said he didn't get that vibe from you. You talked to David about it? Yep. We talked for like 2 minutes when I was seriously driving. I'm going to start interviewing with other companies starting on Monday. I will keep doing this while I interview, but if nothing happens by the time I find a job, then I will take something in real estate or tech. I understand. That's a smart move. But David got me so reinvigorated. Coolio. Oh, shit. Michael responds. Oh, that's how you know he is fed up. He literally said, Coolio. He said that KGO is spring training, I feel. I don't know how you say that when they are paying you $250,000. How I say what? I am begging them to move this along as quickly as they can so you can get something started. Did you get a chance to look at the cool places I sent you? But also been missing my kind and handsome and very intelligent boyfriend who also has the world's biggest dick. She wrote it. I'm just reading it. Can you just type back? Anyway, hearing my friends talk about their situations made me realize how lucky I am to have you. I can very clearly see us together and very clearly see us successful. We make a good team, and I adore you. She brought up his dick, guys. So then, a couple of days later, Laura claims to have received more texts from David. I just heard this from David. So let's plan on talking to him on a conference call Monday once he has listened to a couple more files I have sent him. Is that okay? And it shows David saying, Laura, I've been caught up at work since being away. I will listen to this over the weekend. I did just have a conversation with Justin Whitmire, who is bullish on you and Mike. That's a very positive sign. Super. That's so wonderful to hear. I will let Mike know the news, and maybe we can all talk on the phone after you've gathered some thoughts on the new stuff we sent. I know you're so busy, and I really appreciate what you're doing for us. Just make sure you and Mike keep the Justin conversation to yourselves. Don't want to jinx it or spook him. Or you're a fucking liar, Laura, and you can't have any of that getting out because it's based on lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I can't. Laura's facial expressions while you're reading her text go together so well. I can't stop laughing. It appears, I don't think so. Like, again, please, I'm going off just the limited information I know, but he said he hasn't really spoken to anyone at KGO. Anyone. So, Michael, on the same day, Michael has asked for space, and Laura hasn't respected that. Michael is frustrated. He has still never personally spoken with David Katz. So there's your answer, Samantha. Laura writes, what did I do? You didn't do anything. Just leave me be. I don't want to talk right now, Laura. I can come pick you up right now, and we can go talk to Mike Anthony at the station or talk to David on the phone right now. I'm happy to talk to either or let you after you just hung up on me and you've been so cold to me. It's just super upsetting to me. You have literally no idea what a huge deal that thing is with Justin, and you just shrug it off. That's absolutely enormous. It's not like I can just snap my fingers and get you a 6-figure deal. David literally thought nothing of us being together, and I never would have told him if I wasn't asked directly. I didn't think to lie to him. If you don't want to wait until Monday to talk to David, that's fine. But I really don't deserve to be treated like I'm the bad guy when I have tried to be your biggest ally and supporter during this time. Oh, I could see what happened here. Hi, Nancy Juke. Samantha. I know, Malex, right? You told another person Mike was your boyfriend when he very adamantly clearly states you guys are not boyfriend girlfriend. But you continue and you're like, what? I didn't know it was a big deal. He happened to ask. Bullshit, Laura. So Mike says, I told you I didn't want to talk, and you have called me 7 times in the past 2 hours. I wanted to relax at my house and do nothing. For some reason, you don't get that, and you keep asking if I want to call or meet people. Also, it's been 3 months of this radio gig, not 1 week. I'm tired of talking about it and seeing no action, which is why I'm frustrated. I don't know why I'm always having to talk to you about it when it's not you writing me a check. But I didn't know you didn't want to talk on our first call, and you hung up on the second, which is why I tried to call you back 3 more times. I didn't know what had precipitated that. I am trying to ask if you want to talk or meet with people today because you are questioning me about everything. And as you said, I'm not the one writing you the check. David is a huge, huge deal in radio, and even my dad tries to save his calls for only when he really needs it. So he is busy and doesn't usually answer his phone. He communicates mainly by text. Convenient. Given that my dad told me that David was dealing with this huge issue between him and Cumulus and having to involve the union in it, I didn't want to push him to talk to us about the show today. I figured we could save time by having us both talk to him on Monday and letting him focus entirely on the situation with my dad today. I've never once stopped you from going to Mike at the station and talking to him. But like I said to you, David didn't even think KGO was the right fit for us for the long term, and that it wasn't a great use of our time to focus on the local market. When that will limit us going forward. Now we are finally ready to have a great podcast and proving ourselves on a live show. Now we are finally ready with a great podcast and B, proving ourselves on a live show so we can move forward. We only did the live show Monday. We're gone Tuesday, Thursday, and today is Friday, so I don't know how anything big would have gotten done between then and now. Hold on. So Michael, everything Michael is saying is valid. You are the only person I have spoken to. You keep relaying everything back to me. You keep saying it's supposed to be a 50-50 partnership. You keep saying that this isn't you, this is me, right? This is my thing. Yet I haven't spoken to anyone outside of you. And conveniently, Laura's saying, well, he only actually speaks in text messages. Like, so I know that you want to speak to him on the phone, but this is her opening up of how maybe I'm able to give you his number, but you're not going to speak to him on the phone because even I only text him because she can't get cats on the phone because she's not talking to cats. Thank you, Deb Lee. Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. She gives David common courtesy by not calling him 1,000 times. Is a dead giveaway that she's not communicating with him at all. Right. And to say, oh, I mainly only text with him. No. So then she says, anyway, I thought it was easier to have me as a buffer between KGO, David, and you, since I know all of the players involved, but it's fine if you just want to do all of it on your own going forward, or if you just don't want to do it at all. Totally up to you. I'm not going to be the bad guy anymore, though. It's really not fair for me when I've only been trying to help and have nothing but your best interests at heart, as does my dad, who has tried to help put in a good word everywhere he can. Mike says, I'm not asking for you to stop. I'm asking for a guy who was supposed to be representing me and reaching out. You're overthinking this and you need to take a chill pill today. I just read your email to David and I really appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. You are very welcome. So now all of a sudden she sends an email and CC's Mike on it. So poor Mike thinks he's having communication for the first time, but God only knows where that email is from. It's her account. Look at her face on the screen. It's an account you created, isn't it, Laura? Right? You can't produce cats, so let me create an email so I could respond back to Michael, lead him to believe he's having communication, but really it's you. Thank you, Lisa. Welcome our 5 new Christmas members. Please make sure you thank Lisa if you got one of those memberships. Yeah, for sure, burner phone. She already set it up too. Oh, he doesn't talk on the phone much, only text. Sure, Jam, right? Because you would hire someone and pay them $150,000 a year plus dental and never even speak to them. That makes sense. So let's see. A couple of days later, Michael shares an email with Laura he sent to David and David's response. Note, David Cat signs off with all the best, a version of Laura Owens' infamous all the best. Oh God, hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Mike didn't give her instructions on how to take the chill pill, so she'll mess that up too. She'll put it up her hoo-ha. And sorry, I still can't figure out how to zoom. So I'm like kind of messing up when it's a really long text because it's so tiny. It says, I've called 5 times and just 5 times and just read David's email, and I have a big response that I'm about to send back. Sorry, I've had a crazy, bizarre day. I just got on a flight to San Francisco and I turned my computer on. I had to turn my phone off to save battery because I was almost out after trying to figure out how the hell to get back today. Coming back from my dad's doctor's appointment tomorrow afternoon. Can you email or text me his and your email? She won't know what cheek to use. So this is the email Mike sent to David. David, you're a very busy individual, so thank you for taking the time to write such a detailed email. Thank you for your transparency and honesty. All I ever hear from the Owens family is how good I'm doing, so I appreciate the constructive feedback. I have come a long way since the first interview, and I continue to improve on a daily basis. But no, I still have a long way to go. I also think that you said it perfectly in regards to Ben Zorn follow-up question. I need to focus more on listening to the individual instead of looking at my next question and following the agenda. Learning how to engage individuals and have Q&As, a natural flow, is something I want to be great at, aka Stern and Owens. Since you have been candid with me, I would like to do so with you. I disagree that I am being quote unquote impatient. To be honest, I don't know how I could be more patient. Since being in radio since late November, I have followed everyone's guidance, Laura's, Ron's, yours, and I have been practicing on a daily basis. Laura has been the driving force behind the radio show and is constantly pushing forward, which is something I really respect. With that being said, her and I have very different reasons for being impatient. She is impatient because we are not live on a daily basis, which doesn't bother me since I know we are not ready. I think we still have a lot of improving to do before they kick someone off the air and put us on. Huh, what did she tell him? Okay. The reason I'm impatient is because there is zero direction from KGO and I'm not being compensated. My only interacting with members of KGO have been Mike Anthony, which consisted of quote unquote, hold on. Jeez, hold on. I really cannot see. I have to make this. Wait a second. Oh, okay. I pulled it so close to my face now. Hold on. My only interaction with members of KGO have been with Mike Anthony, which consisted of, hello, it's nice to meet you. My other interaction with him was when we were getting kicked out of a studio because all the conference rooms were being used. I honestly understand how rare this opportunity is, but there comes a time where reality sets in and bills need to be paid. I have always been a hustler, and I admire your drive and how successful you have become by pushing and advocating for top talent. Never once has anyone ever walked in and said, hey, those interviews were good, but you should focus on this next time. I don't care if they came in and told me that the interviews were terrible, because it would at least show me they are listening. I truthfully don't think one member of KGO has listened to any of the interviews. With all of that being said, Laura is very optimistic and wants me to keep pushing forward with this, but she is currently paid a great salary and I do not have money coming in. I want this opportunity, but I also know my worth and interviewed today with a venture-backed solid company with a substantial base salary plus bonuses. I think I have been patient, but I can't wait much longer to accept the new position. Could the station put forth any compensation as a goodwill gesture to keep me going? I hope I am not out of line, but I want to be transparent with you as well. Sincerely, Michael Maricini. This is really sad, actually. You know why? Because he still believes Laura. He still believes her. And he is really damaging his life. Yes, Erica, you heard that? He's being told they're going to kick legit hosts off to give them this spot in KGO. And I'm sorry. And this is nothing against Michael. The same way I know my worth too. Unless you were truly spectacular, it's just another podcast. Like she used her dad's position in radio to scam him 150%. 150%. I never listened to the podcast, but he didn't have any experience in this field before. We know Laura. I highly doubt it was this bomb killer podcast that they're ready to throw an already existing radio show off the air to give them the position. He's being told Laura pulls in $250,000 a year. And he's waiting on his $150,000 a year. Plus dental. I can't see your badge, Wolfie. That's probably why. You're just blue for me. But it's heartbreaking because he clearly composed this entire email and he put his time, effort, and energy into it. And it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. That was the drink again. Laura creating one, 100%. 100%. No. It doesn't show me membership badges on this end, Wolfie. It just shows me that squiggle. Like the generic one. So Mike says, oh no, what happened? But this is allegedly Katz's email back to Mike. Ready? Mike, my sincere apologies for the last minute schedule change. I know Laura tried to put you in on the call, but I am presuming you were at your meeting and unable to speak. Convenient. The one time she's able to get Katz to call Michael, he's in his meeting. Oh, bummer. But let me try to fill you in because I'm about to walk into a slew of afternoon meetings. You both came off confident, smart, articulate, and have unique points of views. Candace was excellent. The interview with Ron was the shining moment. Goes to show how having an experienced interviewer can make you come out of your shell, huh? Laura was more confident out of the gate, but you got better and better. Biggest thing for you to work on, your energy level. Timing for a show like this is very propitious. Propitious? People are getting tired of turning on the radio and hearing Trump, Trump, Trump. The fact that you two go into saying you will not be talking about politics is a welcome respite. Saw a missed opportunity for a great follow-up with the Ben Zorn interview. He mentioned, quote unquote, juice cleanses are bad. And neither of you asked why. As a listener, I thought to myself, all of my friends are doing juice cleanses. I need to lose 5 pounds. Why are they bad? Fuck you, you did not. I'm sorry. That's what their podcasts are about. Is that what their podcast? Welcome. Oh my God. See, luckily I slowed down before saying your name because I took out the E and I was about to call you Blow Me. You see, thank goodness I slowed down. Welcome below me. Oh no. Oh no, my eyes read way too fast. Thank you so much for becoming a member. We're so happy to have you here. Below me, it doesn't matter. Welcome. This sounds like a very uninteresting show so far. I'm going to listen to the radio to talk about lemon cleanses. I did. I still said it, but it was because I had to let you guys know. Like, I caught myself. I did. Either way, I need to lose 5 pounds. Why are they bad? All this prep work is great, but try to be more informal and not just ask scripted questions. Howard Stern is the best interviewer, in my opinion. Owens is a close second, and he claimed to have never prepared questions for an interview. He did some background work, but he listened to people, and that's how he got so much from them. Listen to him. You'll see what I mean. Listen to the lemons, okay? My thoughts have been practice, but I am surprisingly confident this early on that I can go to Cumulus, have a meeting, and let them know your show is going to be something they need to put on the air. This may start with once a week, but this is still huge and would need to have the goal of soon being 5 days a week. 5 juice cleanse conversations per week? Wow, way. I need to have 3 to 4 minute demo of the best of you and Laura. They will not listen to 3 hours. Find your best parts and splice them together. Leave them wanting more. When can I get this? Laura sounded hoarse on the phone. Do not do demo anything new with her voice like that. Oh, great, right? This is Laura having an excuse of why you can't do it now. Need to wait for her voice not to be hoarse. Of course. Both of you admit to being impatient in many aspects. While this drive is what has gotten you to where you are so quickly, it can be a downfall, and that you don't want people at the top to get annoyed this early on. It's like if Larry Bear had 2 up and corners on a AAA team. He might be extremely excited about their potential for the Giants, but he's not going to want them to be hearing from them every day while they're playing in the minors. Wait to act like you're Buster Posey until you've hit the status of Buster Posey. Then they won't be able to get enough from you. I hope I'm not coming off too harsh, but hopefully you want the person representing you to be straightforward. Again, sorry I missed you today. Talk soon. All best, David. Wow, that's a lot. He told me he was going to send you a quick email and that I should fill you in, but I guess I don't need to. That is quick when it's Laura Owens writing it. Interesting tactic you use there, Laura. Hey, you're acting like you're a big shot, but you haven't earned that right yet. So don't ask when you're going to be on the air. Don't ask when you're going to be paid. Focus on earning that spot through hard work and practice, and be thankful, right? Because you had to get Mike off your back because he was about to ditch you and this bullshit opportunity. He's put in 3 months worth of work and hasn't received a dime yet, while you are telling him you're pulling in $250,000. Didn't you just file bankruptcy, Miss Ma'am? Kat's email is a Gmail because all powerful producers have Gmail for their business. Anybody legitimate in any industry really knows you can't use Gmail. Like, you can't. All the best. So Michael has an interview with a company and tells Laura it went well, showing that Michael was actively looking for work. How did the interview go? Really, really good. Details. Congrats. It was a 3-hour interview, and they want me to be a lead, which means I will manage 8 people. Out of the 250 people, I would be in the top 20 of the company, maybe top 30. That's fantastic. So they offered it to you? Not yet. I'll find out more in the next few days. If she was letting him pass up legitimate opportunities. Below me. I just have to say, I've been here since the Wade days, and sorry it took me so long to join your coven. This ish has me hook, line, and sinker. Yay! I'm so happy. Oh, I don't know why that got me so happy. It was Laura that busted you out. Thank you so much. Hey, Bendy. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the super chat. I'm just happy that you decided to speak up. Welcome. Thank you for the support. We thought at least, like, I don't know, Laura's a different type of crazy from the Wade wives too. You know, like the Wade wives is very surface level. Laura is deep like Letitia. I've been following this craziness for 2 years and it never gets old. Okay. So 3 days later, Laura wants to, quote, sleep on Dubai, stating, I just want to make sure this is going forward for a long time to come. She sends Michael a lengthy message about their relationship and shmooishmai. Michael calls her out on her claims, even stating, you lied about pregnancy, not once, but twice. Laura does not deny this claim. Michael states he has not asked for the trips to Iceland, Nepal, or Dubai, and says about the potential upcoming Dubai trip, if we go on the trip, I think it will be really fun. If we don't, I totally understand. I would not hold anything against you. So she has gotten him this trip to Dubai as a Christmas present. Now that it's time to go, oh, you know what? I'm going to push this off because I'm not feeling loved enough from you. Laura writes, also, I am going to sleep on Dubai, and I'll let you know first thing in the morning. I do obviously want to go, but I just want to make sure that this is going forward for a long time to come, since you aren't comfortable with saying you are with me yet. Trying to make sure that's not just a sign it's not right for you. So, bitch, you want to go to Dubai? We need to be Facebook official. Sounds good, Michael says. But you see a future, just aren't comfortable now posting it. You see a future, right? Just aren't comfortable posting it. I just wish I knew if you were going to get over this or not. Did that make you mad? I'm sorry. Call me before bed, please. If you are awake, I would really appreciate you giving me a call. I spoke about it with my family, and I just wanted to chat with you briefly before I go to bed. I really want to go. I'm really trying to empathize with your side. I just really need to talk with you. Sure, right? Come on, Michael. Just say you're my boyfriend and we could go to Dubai. Dramatic story. It goes perfectly. It goes perfectly. Definitely, Erica. Hey, Massborn. So Laura then writes, since you agreed to hear me out, I wanted to send you a little love note. I have told you this repeatedly, but every day I am thinking of anything I can do to make you smile and improve your day. Your happiness is my happiness, Michael Pooh, and giving you pleasure gives me one more joy than anything I can do for myself. I don't understand why, but as I mentioned on the phone, you truly do think I have other motives, and the side of me that you choose to see is a bad one. After our conversation tonight, I see that you view me as selfish, booking trips for my own benefit, insecure dramatics, having these conversations because you think I enjoy them. Manipulative, always trying to think of ways to lock you in. And a liar. You have been open with me that you think I have lied about the radio situation when I have only told you what I have been told. And I have no control of David and whether or not he calls, texts, or emails. His status as an agent is intimidating to me. And I don't want to change his positive view of me by trying to push him. These are all horrible qualities, and no one has ever questioned my intentions like that before. If anything, I wear my heart on my sleeve way too much, and I'm horrible at hiding my true emotions. Meanwhile, I literally always try to see the good in you in every situation and have a hard time thinking you could ever be the bad guy. I have to pause because he nailed it. Every single thing she relayed is spot on. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know why he stuck around though. Hi, Tess. After my 26 years, this is the conclusion that I have come to. The point of a relationship is to be your partner's number one advocate, to look for the best in them, but also be honest enough to tell them when they are not being the way they should be, and to show them appreciation and have things to look forward to, and being in a forward direction at all times so that you are always working to help the other one achieve individual goals as well as being the best couple you can be. Feeling Schmeidel was the most terrible feeling I ever had in my life. So embarrassed, and I'm sorry to my family members. I have such high goals and standards I have set for myself, and I'm very proud of the progress I have made. I truly feel more confident now than I ever have in my life, and I have huge goals for my future. I completely understand that my actions have consequences, but I want someone to believe in me unless I prove them otherwise. You constantly seem to doubt me, and you say you can't emotionally trust me, and I don't know if or how I can ever prove you wrong. As things stand, I feel like I have zero control over my future because everything is resting in your hands. That, oh wow, the gaslighting, the projection, the Darvo, she is flipping it around. Everything with him rests in your hands, and you made sure of it. Obviously, no one knows what is going to happen in life, but I do want a consistent, growing, and loving relationship. I want to help people who were in my situation in the past. I want to have standards for myself and to be with someone who respects me. When you are so adamant that you don't want to have it be known to your close friends, let alone social media, which only matters to me because it is symbolic of how you view me, that you are with me, it greatly hurts me. It makes me feel discouraged and disrespected. I am so proud of the person that you are now and who you are trying to become in the future. And I have so much respect for you because of that. If this situation was reversed, I would be your biggest supporter and do everything I could to let you know how special you were to everyone and how much I believed in your ability to learn and move past such a horrible situation. And if you gave me your word that it wouldn't happen again, I would believe you. I completely love you, Michael. And regardless of whether or not we work out, I know my feelings for you have always been honest and genuine, even if you question them. I know that you aren't there with me on feelings, and it's been hard for me to believe because mine have been so strong. I feel hurt, and I want to move forward in a better direction with you than we have gone before. Anyway, I realize this is a long text, but I needed to pour my heart out. Um, exactly, Malex. That's a great question. If what she's saying is true, Why would she want to be with him? And I've said before, she says, I'm not an idiot. I know you don't love me. But if you tell me you love me while I have this weapon pointed at you, I'm going to choose to believe that. She's lying to herself. I don't know. I don't get it. So Michael responds. Oh, he responds. Well, she says first, I mean, I'm planning on it, so I hope I didn't piss you off. I was just trying to be honest. Mike responds, okay. This is going to be hard to respond to, but I'll give it my best shot. Your first paragraph is incorrect. It's plain and simple. I think you're very generous and always wanting to do something fun, which is why you book the trips. But you usually do it without me knowing about it and chatting with me. Don't get me wrong. I really appreciate Iceland, Napa, and Dubai. But I've had talks with you previously about no more trips until we could figure this out. Until we could figure out us. If you remember correctly, I had to be convinced to go to Iceland after what transpired. In regards to David, I know you do not dictate what happens with him. But I think you have said things that were unnecessary and probably slowed down the process. I think at this point, I look at the radio not happening. I'm happy it worked out for you, but I am not going to invest any more time into it. In regards to the horrible qualities comment, I think you're missing the point of why I have trust issues. First, you lied about pregnancy. Not once, but twice. Then you have these suicidal thoughts that were terrible and lasted for months. It was manic depression, and it brought me through a whirlwind. I don't think you realize the amount of stress that put on me and my family. So yes, I'm going to take my time when it comes to a decision. I'm sorry if that doesn't meet your timeline, but I need to look out for myself in regards to happiness. In the third paragraph, you talk about schmooshmide and not having control of the relationship. First, I'm glad that you understand that your actions have consequences, but I don't think you truly understand, or else you would stop asking me the same question on a daily basis. When talking about control of your relationship, I don't get that statement at all, because I'm unsure about you emotionally means I have all the power. You can pull the plug whenever you want, just like me. So neither of us, sorry, I need to plug in my thing. So neither of us has more power than the other. I think because it's not going exactly the way you want, it means that I have more power, which is not correct. I think you need to approach this maturely and see that I was affected by it. If I don't get over it in time, then I can see where an ultimatum is given. But you ask me the same questions on a daily basis, like I'm going to change my mind in 10 hours. I know you love me. I really care about you, which is why I still want to keep seeing and spending time with you. I think we connect in a lot of ways and that we have more pros than cons. I just need you to take a step back and relax when it comes to pushing me towards what you want. I have always been honest with you, and I've never steered you the wrong way. So I would appreciate you just relaxing on the interview questions on a daily basis. If we go on a trip, I think it will be really fun. If we don't, I totally understand, and I would not hold anything against you. She responds, I just want to say I love you, baby, and night-night. Wish we were snuggling. It's cold. Okay. My eyes hurt from squinting and reading. I am feeling a little bit, I don't want to say different. I'm feeling a little bit in this moment. And I'm going to tell you why. He was aware. That message tells me he was aware. And I don't understand why he would ever stay. I don't know if there's something I'm not seeing, but why would he ever stay if he found out she lied about 7 abortions and 2 pregnancies? That's, and let me be clear. I want to be careful as is. What has already been done, you're a victim of. But staying and expecting it not to happen again, my sympathy drastically lowers. And I could believe that. Just call me Erita. I can understand that. But I can't at the same time. We're not talking about, I said I worked as a nurse, but really, like I'm a front desk receptionist, which who cares, We're talking about really, really fucked up lies and emotional abuse and manipulation. I don't agree with women stay either. Like I have an unpopular opinion about it. So please don't think that this is because he's a guy. I'm aware. And I don't feel that way even when it's a female. I guess if you want to sit there and think he was so, I can't. It's not like they had these conjoined lives where they're living under one roof, their bills were combined, maybe children in the picture. Reasons of why I could understand getting out would be really, really hard. Again, when I say that, doesn't mean it's easy. That doesn't mean that she didn't abuse him and that there wasn't coercive control. I get it. Yes, sometimes, Julie. Sometimes. But every situation is unique. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware how abusers are. I'm aware what it's like to be in a violent relation. I'm aware, and I still have my opinions, And I take that into consideration. Erica, every time he stepped back, her entire family tortured him. She said she was being put in a mental hospital. Her parents guilt-tripped him. She's an abuser. Yes. 2 things can be true at the same time. 2 things can exist in the universe at the same time. So yes, all of that can be true while also not understanding why he stayed, because he wasn't that. You guys, the relationship was only a few months old. Sorry, I was reading a comment. Well, what do you mean by an outside perspective, Batty? Because I feel like what I don't like to do is have to say my individual experiences to be able to have an opinion, right? Because I feel like, and not you guys, I'm just saying in general, people will be like, well, if you've ever been in a domestic relationship, you would know, I'm sorry, do I have to share my experiences to have an opinion? You know, like I know my experiences, you guys know your experiences, and I still have an opinion, right? And I respect it, Julie. I do. But with Mike, I'm trying to like think of the things. They didn't live together. They weren't married. They didn't have kids. They weren't even official. Everything was going in his advantage. Now, what's the argument there? Is the argument that he stayed? Why? Honestly, it seemed like he genuinely liked her. We are tomato ick. We are. I understand that. I'm not disagreeing with you, Batty. I just think that there are factors that contribute to why a situation may be really, really hard to get out of. And I don't see those factors here. And he's still a victim, you know, even I don't have to agree with everything. He's still a victim, but why he stuck around after he found out is a little mind-boggling to me. Honestly, Erica, it seemed honest, like based on the messages, and I don't know, I am an outsider, but based on the little excerpt of messages we have, he genuinely liked her. He said there were more pros than cons, but in my opinion, the cons weighed more than the pros. Yeah, who knows? Maybe he didn't have like a lot of relationships, or he was really looking to settle down and he was more vulnerable. Who knows? We could sit here all day and debate what, like, how he happened to be at this exact spot in his life that he was more open to getting taken advantage of or something. Yeah, it's okay to listen. I don't all want to agree anyway. But after I read that message, I'm like, oh, God. And I've used this example before. You know, if I have a friend and they come to me and they found out their spouse is cheating and they are devastated, I am going to be there for that friend. I am going to comfort that friend. I'm going to say how much of a piece of shit their spouse is. But then that friend, after I help pick up the pieces and see her completely distraught, or him, decide to give their spouse another chance. The spouse promises, I'm never going to do it again, right? It was a one-time thing. And then a couple months goes by and that friend comes back just as devastated, just as broken, because they cheated again. Will I still be there? Yeah. Will I still see you as the victim you were the first time it happened? No. Why? You knew and you stayed. It doesn't mean it's okay that they cheated. It doesn't mean they weren't a lying piece of shit. What it means, though, is you were aware at that point and you decided to stay. So I'm trying to look at the situation. I'm trying to see, well, shit, you weren't that much into dating her. It has been pure chaos and hell throughout the entirety of dating her. You didn't live together. Yes, it seemed like she was getting you, whether or not you left the job, quit the job, got fired from the job, she was at least fucking with your income, leading you to believe that you had this opportunity you did not have. But I'm trying to understand, when you find out all of that was a lie, every one of those texts, every one of those calls, every one of those procedures, every one of those surgeries, it was a lie. And you stay? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Because if someone is capable of doing something that extreme, yeah. And I'm sure you're right, Julie. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure, like, we know you're right, right? We know she's done that to him. We know what he said to him. And maybe he's just genuinely naive. I've met people before who were genuinely naive, and I don't mean that in a mean way. It just means that you haven't experienced enough getting fucked over for that naivety to kind of go away. Yeah, we don't know all the circumstances, and again, that doesn't mean he's not a victim. It just means, ooh, I you knew and stayed. Like, yes, harlot. Before she faked the pregnancy, no, they were only together for a couple of dates before she faked the fucking pregnancy. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't this, oh, well, they were dating for years. Their bills were coming in as one. They were living in the same house. There's nowhere to go. Your income starts to become combined. You can't afford to get out on your own. There, those external factors of why I could understand it makes it really hard. But when it came to this, you don't answer the phone. Right? Done. And don't get me wrong, I'm very well aware Laura wouldn't have stopped there. But that doesn't seem to have happened. And I don't understand that. No, this is 6 months later, Harlot. This is 6 months later. Remember? Because she was like, it's our 6-month anniversary. And he's like, it's been 6 months since we first matched on the app, but we have not been together for 6 months. Yeah, and like him saying he never feels like he's rusted at her. There has been nothing about this relationship, at least the little bit we can interpret from what we're reading, that was positive. That was enjoyable. It seems like he was put through pure hell the entirety of this relationship. I don't know. I don't understand that. He does come off as a healthy, well-adjusted guy. For sure. Hey, Pinche. I'm like, wow. I think I just need time to process. You knew she lied about it all. maybe that's blowjobs in Dubai. Who knows? Like, listen, maybe that really, no, because his messages, it does seem like he genuinely cares. And love can make you blind. I'm not saying he loved her, but he cared, and when you care, you tend to overlook a lot of things. But again, this wasn't being overlooked. He knew. Yeah, maybe it was the butt stuff. Future faking is a big part of the account. Listen, I'm not arguing about it. I don't disagree with you guys. I'm I'm aware. So it's not like when I say I'm not arguing, I'm not saying you guys are wrong what you're saying in the chat. I know you guys are right, but two things can be true at the same time. And what she did to him was horrible, but my goodness, I don't understand. I don't understand why he ever stayed. Yeah, maybe it was Tony Robbins. Maybe it was those inspirational speeches. I think there is something that he saw in her that he liked and hoped that it would get better. Then he got sucked in and couldn't get out with the threats and guilt. And that could be totally it, and that's where I feel like all of our personalities and different walks of life come in, where my threshold for something may be very small and someone else's threshold is much bigger, where I would give someone one chance or out. But I think I struggle because it's such an extreme thing. It's not a tiny lie. And she put him through hell with that. and having to accept you sent me photos in the hospital with the IVs and the surgeries. You have to remember, I cared for you and took care of you after those surgeries. It was a lie. It was a lie. You know what I mean? And how can you ever go to bed laying next to that person knowing that? See, I'm a big advocate, Ray of Sun. I'm a big advocate for arguing. Would people feel the same way if the roles were reversed? Yes, I would. I think that's what you're not expecting. Anyone who's been around for a long time knows this is how I feel both ways. And I'm always advocating for making sure men are treated the same. And that if there's going to be outrage for this to happen to a girl, there needs to be outrage for this to happen to a guy. I feel the same way. That's, and I'm being 100% honest with that. I wouldn't feel bad for a girl who stayed. That's just me, though. For sure, Madeline. For sure, especially if you have the dad sitting there asking man to man, say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. My daughter's life depends on it. 100%. Maybe. And maybe it was extreme gaslighting. Like we said yesterday during the live, the amount of gaslighting from her parents where it makes you feel like, wow, maybe this isn't as crazy as I'm thinking it is, because it's not just one person. You have a whole family co-signing those crazy actions. It's extreme to you and me, but might not be as extreme to him. Maybe this is the first manipulator he has encountered and didn't know how to handle it, plus mental exhaustion. I'm totally open for that. I'm like, wow. I don't know. Doesn't make him less of a victim. Still fucked up, but I'm just... How do you go out and go get waffles after you find out someone lies like that? That's nuts. That's crazy. No, wait a second. There's a Justice for Laura Owens webpage. Yeah, go out for prime rib. How do you go to House of Prime Rib after that? I think he said his mom and sister have since apologized for... Did they suggest for him to stay? Oh, okay. We'll have to go through that webpage, Justice for... it's just Laura. Oh, stop it. That means she paid for it to be promoted. I'm laughing. Remember, she gaslit Clayton. You know what? That's a great point, Samantha. She did gaslight Clayton into thinking for a moment there he stuck it in. Yeah, I'm going to reserve my judgment because I know we have the interviews with him to watch. We haven't watched it, and I'm only going off of a snippet. I'm aware. A jury would never convict her if they found out he was complicit, if he was a complicit victim. If he testifies, he better have a top psychiatrist there to explain his thinking. Well, that's not... You have to realize they're going to be going off of the very things she was charged with. So I think people need to prepare themselves with trial, as far as it's not necessarily going to be a whole storyline played out the way that we will want to see, or will that necessarily make sense to someone who didn't follow. It's going to be the very specific crimes she is charged with and proving those crimes were committed. So not necessarily a whole story. And we don't... she hasn't been charged when it comes to Michael's stuff yet, as far as we know. It was with Clayton and Greg. Right. No, Samantha, and I appreciate that. We need to see it from all views. But when I saw that message, I would be lying if I said that. I'm like, what? Right. It'll be about her fraud and perjury and documents, falsifying documents. not necessarily a whole. There is so much for anyone who follows a lot of cases and trials that the jury never sees, and so you on the outside who may have been following from the beginning, you'll probably be outraged because you're going to be like, the jury needs to know about this and this and this. No, they have to argue everything before trial even comes. There's going to be all of these hearings and motions, and they're going to argue what's going to be allowed in and out. See, stir crazy, and I take that into account too, but he clearly had feelings for her. And honestly, if it came down to that, I could understand that. Like, no, he genuinely had feelings for her, therefore he made himself believe she wasn't that bad. Or I want to know what excuse. See, I'm going without full context here. I don't know how he found out that she lied about the pregnancies and what reason she gave. So it's really hard to judge when you don't know what reason. Did she tell him this crazy, ludicrous reason that he somehow convinced himself maybe it was the truth? And then, yeah, maybe did get a little bit blinded with the idea of, wow, she's taking me to Dubai. She's taking me to Iceland. Like, it's right there. It's in your face. You're experiencing it. This money is real. And this opportunity for my life to be changed. And did that factor in to why he stuck around maybe longer? Not saying that was his main motive versus you're getting kind of bedazzled to argue that he was coming from the position of an abuse victim. I don't know if he did have feelings or everyone gaslit him to have feelings. Maybe both, Batty, right? Maybe it was a little bit of both. Maybe, like clearly the feeling had to exist on some level, and then being gaslit anytime you doubt it. I know we are going to go over those interviews. I'm still just got to finish this timeline. We just keep going through this timeline. Maybe he was hoping if he kept resisting committing and saying, I love you, maybe she'd just give up. Maybe, Well, I didn't say in love with her versus a feeling, right? He cared. I don't think that that's a secret. I think that's obvious. I think it would be worse if you're arguing he didn't care, right? It only makes sense to me if he cared on some level, and it seemed like he cared about her as a human being, of her well-being. He was more concerned with her self-harm than anyone in her family was. Oh my God, yes, Lisa. Prostitution whore. He cared about her, but didn't want to be with her and wanted out, and her father promised he would help him get out. That's what it seems like. But so are you also, though, saying, do you agree that there may have been an incentive to stay and not just block? That's true. It's Kirsten Lee. Says they met on a dating app in late March and she came up with a fake pregnancy test in early June. I thought she said she got pregnant because it was always the same time frame. No, hold on. Let me go. One second. Okay. Okay, so met on the dating lead in late March. Oh, yeah, it does say that. Laura responded with false claims, including a positive pregnancy test on June. Yeah, I guess it was maybe 3 months in. Thank you for the correction, Harlot. Says that they were casually dating for 2 months. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that guilt. I don't know. Honestly, we'd all just be speculating. That's where I'm at right now. I think with the limited information I have, I think it's probably a mix of both. Why did I think? Hold on, I have to go down to the pregnancy timeline. Okay. March 23rd, and then June. Yeah, it was a little over 2 months. It was 2 months and like a week to 2 weeks later with the pregnancy. You were right, Harlot. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm so curious how quickly she showed her crazy. 3 months with Mike, 3 dates with Greg, 3 hours with Clayton. Wow. Yeah, maybe that's where I'm getting mixed up, Julie. Thank you. We don't know where he was mentally, emotionally. He could have come off of a terrible heartbreak before her and didn't want to deal with pain. We just don't know. Like I said, I didn't mean to cause such chaos. Just the moment I saw him acknowledge she lied about that, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I don't know. But all right, now that I pissed everyone off, I'm gonna pause there because my eyes hurt. I can't squint anymore reading these. But I'm trying to think if I'll be on at all tomorrow. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. But all opinions are always welcome here, whether we agree, disagree. I like actually opinions where we don't agree. Because we shouldn't all agree on everything. But thank you guys for hanging out. And I hope you guys have the best Merry Christmas Eve. I think I'll be on at some point tomorrow. Maybe earlier though, or maybe later. I don't know. We'll see because I have so much wrapping to do. But yeah, we all universally agree Laura is nuts. Okay. And these men are absolutely victims, 100%. 100%. But okay, I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your night, and I will probably see you tomorrow. So have a wonderful night, guys. Ho, ho,